Hey everyone! This is super weird. If you look above me, there's nothing. This is the last vlog in Scotland. Isn't that so crazy? It's wild. And this is the last vlog in our apartment because we move out today. Our stuff is all packed. We've got so many bags and we've already taken so much to the equivalent of Goodwill. It's just so weird and so sad to look at the wall with nothing on it. So let me tell you guys about our last weekend in Scotland. So last Friday, we told our friend Jeffson that we wanted an adventure. And we also wanted to take some pictures for our 1 year anniversary since we won't be spending it together. We wanted some pretty pictures in a place that we felt connected to here in Scotland. So we chose the cathedral at Dunkeld, which is near Perth. It's where Robert plays music. I'm sure if you've watched my other vlogs, you've seen pictures of Dunkeld. So our friend Jeffson drove us all the way to Dunkeld, and I had this long blue dress, and Robert got all cute and dressed up in his little Scottish clothes, and we took a bunch of pictures, and so some of them are in the slideshow. It was freezing. And we went on a little hike, and we went to dinner, and we got to see one of the friends that Robert plays music with. His name is Donnie, and I got to say goodbye to him and his daughter and his cats that I'm obsessed with. And it was sad, but it was good that we got to be in Dunkeld one last time, or at least I did. Robert will go back, and Jeffson loved it. And I got to eat delicious dessert and icky sticky pudding. It was so good. Excuse me. And then on Saturday, we woke up at the crack of dawn, went to the airport to get a rental car, and we drove to Edinburgh. And on the way, we stopped at a couple castles. We stopped at this one called Hopetoun House. It's where, if you watch Outlander, it's where the Duke of Sandringham lives and where Lallybrook is. But it's actually called Midhope Castle. But Midhope Castle was closed and deteriorated on the inside, so we didn't get to go there. But we went to Hopetoun, and I was putting on my skirt, my fun skirt, and it broke. It got stuck on my body. So Robert had to get his knife out and cut it off of me. So that was a big bummer, but done a fash. I am going to get it fixed in America because I am worried if I get it fixed here, I'll never see it again. So Robert's going to bring it home for me because I've got way too much stuff. I've got 5 checked bags. So that's actually pretty crazy. But Hopetoun was really beautiful. I didn't get to wear my skirt, but it was absolutely massive. The people who live there still live there. It was wild. So then we went to Edinburgh. We got dinner at the Beehive Inn, one of my favorite restaurants in Scotland, and we got steak ale pie, obviously. So delicious. And then we slept in the hotel we were going to stay in with Robert's parents. Shout out to the Hearts, but it was just us. And let me think what happened. Oh, I ate some bad scrambled eggs. They tasted sour. And then the next morning, Sunday morning, we woke up and we had like 2 castles we were going to go see. So one, I can't remember what it's called. I need to write all them down. But one was closed. Robert was so excited. He'd gotten the tickets. He'd planned it all out. And we got there and it was like, sorry, we're closed. And Robert was like, I have tickets though. So we looked back at the tickets and he had bought tickets for next Sunday, which I won't be here for. So we just decided we were going to like walk up the long drive and just kind of look around and look at the castle from the outside. And all the gates were open. So in theory, it wasn't breaking and entering. So we walked up and we looked at the castle and we went and looked over the cliff face. I mean, it was this huge ruin from the out, like the front of it was huge and then it like ruined in the back. And I was like poking around, seeing if there's any way we could like climb in a hole or something. And it turns out that the back gate was open. So it was open. So we just kind of went in. And it was it was really cool. It'd be really interesting to see like a lot of people there because I feel like the hallways were really narrow and it was really fun to look at. So it was built in stages. So like at first it was just this like one part and then they wanted to add like some turrets, and then they wanted to add, a stable or whatever. So like the main building was built like a square situation, and then like out this way. So it's basically like me. So like I'm the main building, and then my arms are the other walls, right? And then there was a wall right here. So there was like a courtyard. But then this part is gone because it's on the ocean. And then these two are like, this one's broken, this one's gone. But this part, like the main part, is this like thick thing. And then they added this like tower on front. So it's like if I put something right here. But you can see that they didn't like, that you can tell they put it on. I mean, it's all the same color, but there's like a walkway and stairs, and they just like put, so this is like the walkway, right? This is the walkway. Hello. My dad is probably losing his mind right now with this description. This is the walkway. And they built like right here. So they cut the walkway in half, and you can see it. It's like an arch and a half, like arch and a piece. Like an arch, whatever. You get it. I think there's a picture. But it was really funny because I was like, this is a really skinny stairway. And then we like squeezed out, and it's like this much space because they just cut it off by building a whole new thing. Bizarre. And so we like broke out of the castle we broke into. And we traveled around. We went to Melrose Abbey, this like amazingly huge abbey in Melrose, obviously, which is like below. It's in the borderlands. All this is in the borderlands. So like, except for Hopetoun. Hopetoun's near Edinburgh, but it's all like below Edinburgh and like close to England. So their accents are all kind of funny, kind of Englishy. Jamie from Outlander is like originally from the borderlands. He had to like fake a stronger Scottish accent, but now he lives in Glasgow, so I'm sure he'll get that Glaswegian accent eventually. But anyway, we went down to Melrose Abbey, and this thing was originally huge. Like, it was a freaking enterprise. They had their own ships. They had their own, like, all this stuff. The pictures of what it used to look like was massive. Like, what? So we walked around that. We got to see the museum. It was the best. It was, like, the UK's #1 museum for, like, medieval abbey artifacts. So that was cool. We got to see, like, pots and pans, and not pans, and like statues and stuff that they had taken from the abbey. And it was truly a massive building. There are pictures. You'll know when you see the abbey pictures because this thing was so big. And then Robert wanted to eat at a place called Appleford Jam, so we ate there. I had a grilled cheese. It was really good. We got some chocolates afterwards, like some nice chocolates. And then we decided we were just gonna drive towards Glasgow, and if we saw something on the road, we would just go for it. So we actually saw this one castle really close to Glasgow, and I don't know what it's called because we were really confused at how to pronounce the word. It starts with a C. And it was built in the 1800s, so it's like a very Victorian home. They did it in like the Gothic style, so if you can imagine, it's all very like thick and like lots of rounded corners, and there's this huge like, the whole back half is like a bay window, basically, and it was 3 stories, massive thing. Like, you can drive your car under the big thing. And I'm sitting there looking at it, and there are, like, full-grown forests grown in this big house. I'm like, dang, this thing must have been abandoned, like, 100 years ago. Like, that stinks. Oh, no, it was abandoned in, like, 1984. So I'm pretty mad that in 40 years they let this thing go to waste. It used to be an architect, so it was like a house, and then it was a hotel, and then it was an office building, and then it was a hotel, and then it was an architect's office. And then they were like, we don't want to be out here in the woods anymore because it has like an estate with it. So they just didn't. I'm like, are you serious? This thing is so cool. You could have done a cool bed and breakfast or something, which then got me thinking about making something like that on Hart Square's property. And like, it's a poor Robert. The whole like mile walk back to the car, I was like, or we could do. So anyway, but it was really beautiful and really frustrating all at the same time. And then yesterday, so that was Sunday, we came back, we ate spaghetti. Our last dinner in our apartment was spaghetti. And yum. And oh yeah, and last week I had like a dinner with all my friends. I don't remember if I said that or not. Yeah, I had dinner with like all my friends. We all had pizza, and Robert played music with his like music peeps, but we all had pizza on the ground at the school, and we walked, like me and Mechi and David just like walked around and laughed, and it was a really good time, and I was glad to have those moments with them. But yesterday, I finished my thesis. Ooh, I'm all done, yeah. Well, with that master's, I have a whole nother one to finish, but I'm done with that one, so yay! Robert played like some fireworks show on the computer because we were excited I was done. And then Robert and I celebrated by getting me a coffee, and then I got the jitters, and then I had to take a nap. And then we went to dinner with Mechi and Paul, Robert's French and Argentinian friend, or technically Argentinian and French friend. My friends too. And we went to dinner at this like little pub and got a pretty bad pizza. But it was good because then I got to say goodbye to them. And then today, Robert's in the library. I have to send like 5 packages to my parents' house with our trinkets in it. And we're moving out today, so we just kind of have a lot of like little things to do. I am currently taking a bunch of online sports coaching. Wow, you wouldn't think I ever played a sport. Coaching classes on concussions and heat illnesses and sportsmanship because Margaret Deans is letting me coach cheerleading with her. Yay! I can't wait to be a helper. And I start work in 6 days. So getting freaked out, but we're not allowed to be sad. Not allowed. You can only be happy. That's a rule. This is a happy zone. So yeah, we've just got a lot going on. My next vlog will be of our adventures this week and arriving back in the United States. So I guess look for that next Saturday or next Sunday. Because yeah, we're leaving. We leave Scotland on Thursday. Tonight, Robert and I are celebrating our anniversary. We've already given each other gifts. He got me this like paint, like this girl. We saw her in a graveyard. She was drawing, and she's like amazing at drawing architecture. And then Robert was like, "Oh, well, do you have one in Glasgow?" So she had one in Glasgow, and I saw it. And I was like, "Oh, that's perfect! Like it looks exactly like the view we have from our roof." And Robert was like, "Oh, I'll text her to get it." And then past 2 weeks I've been like, "Hey, like, have you texted that girl?" He's like, "Oh, no, she hasn't responded. Like, I bet she already left." I'm like, "No, I wanted that painting. It's so beautiful." Or that sketch, I guess. And then Robert surprised me and had gotten it for me. And then he also surprised me with this piece of pottery we saw like all the way back when we went to Fort William. And it's stunning, right? Like, I don't really appreciate that kind of thing because I'm just kind of like, Renaissance painting, piece of pottery. But this thing blew my mind. I started crying when I saw it because it was just so absolutely stunning. And like, truly, no hyperbole. I was in shock. I mean, it had these gorgeous, it's already wrapped up, but you'll see it when I go back to America. It had this like gorgeous, like, it was like dark purples and blues and golds, and it looked like a sunset, but like dusk, and oh God, it was so stunning. If I was rich, I would have bought like the whole plate set and everything. But he had bought that for me, and like weeks ago, and it was shipped to Jebsen, and Jebsen had been holding on to it. And we like went to a pottery place in the Hebrides, or I think it was actually on Skye, and maybe it was the Hebrides. Excuse me. And I saw the same thing again. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is that piece of art that I thought was so beautiful. Like, oh, I'm so obsessed with it. Robert was like, oh, nope, can't afford it. Probably too expensive because he'd already gotten it. But it was so gorgeous. And so that's what I got for our anniversary. So tonight we're just having a dinner at our favorite restaurant, Ramen Deo. And then tomorrow we're exploring Finiston. All the shops that we wanted to go to but were closed over COVID have reopened. So I'm going to go look around, poke around there with Robert tomorrow. And then we eat dinner with Jefferson. We're going to go to Pisano Pizza and get some University Cafe chocolate cake, obviously. And because I spent my first night with Jefferson, so I have to spend my last night with Jefferson. It just feels right. And then we wake up Thursday morning and we scoot on down to England. So we'll stop at some castles and stuff. So the vlog, I'm sure, will be very entertaining. And by the way, I'm sorry for the music in the slideshow. It's doing something weird where like it won't go right up next to each other. It's like staying like one picture apart. So there might be the occasional silent photograph, but you can just hum to yourself. They're like 4 seconds long. But yeah, I think that's it. And wish us luck. I've got 5 checked bags that I have absolutely crammed with everything known to man. So let's hope that I can get all of this stuff home on my own. Go team. I will talk to you guys in a week. Bye. From Scotland, bye. young person, Robert and I are really looking forward to buying our first home, which we have just purchased behind me. It's modest, but it should do the trick. Guess where we're going?
Hopeton House.
It's huge. There's
It's our new
sheepies.
house.
Yeah, everyone, welcome to our crib. It's got like 1 billion bedrooms. Sheepies. This is where they filmed The Duke of Sandringham. Sandringham. This is where they filmed part of Outlander. Jesus, Robert. Okay, bye. Gimme. Look at me, Robert. My skirt broke. So this is what I'm wearing.